Whether it's music, sports, or world events, you can count on Fresh News Network to give you a fresh approach to the news. Now, without further ado, here's your lead anchorman, Tim Timmons.
Hello, everyone. It's your lead anchorman, Tim Timmons, back here with another Fresh News Network news report. Now, we're going to be talking about the biggest news from this week, which has been the biggest news from the last 3 weeks, and that's the Raja Jackson Psycho Stu situation. There's been a lot of updates, some good, some bad. We're going to talk about the bad and end on the good so we can hopefully end on a better note. There's going to be a lot of updates about Psycho Stu and his GoFundMe. There's going to be updates about Raja Voorhees and when he will be arrested. There will be an update on our beautiful hero, Douglas Malo. There will be an update on that lame pussy AJ Mana. And there will even be a response from Quentin Rampage Jackson himself. Now, without further ado, let's get into the worst of this news story. And that's the smooth brain people on the internet actually defending Raja. Let's take a look. Now, I can't find anybody outside of the cesspool that is the Facebook comment section that is actually defending Raja, except for two very smooth brain individuals. And that's actually two legends from both worlds. Chael Sonnen and Mark Henry both came out in defense of Raja and his actions.
But I do know what I saw, and it looked like he wasn't smart to what was going on, and the dude that was messing with him bit off more than he can chew. And, you got to be careful, one, who you mess with, and two, what kind of example are you as a veteran for inciting a ride with a kid?
This is always a work, whether we're trying to fool the audience or we're just trying to fool the boys in the back. You and I have got an angle now. So the rest of the guys tell Raja, who was a little bit confused by this and really didn't like that he had a can busted over his head. It didn't hurt him, but it embarrassed him. And he is a legitimate fighter. Like, he's going to have an ego like anybody and not going to want that to happen. But he didn't really blow up or react. The guys told him, hey, look, get even with him in the ring. Now, that is wildly open to interpretation what that means. But it made a level of sense to Raja, who agrees. I'm not going to do anything to him. And as a matter of fact, this whole can busting thing and the rage that I would have felt from that, or the embarrassment or the anger, is actually long past. But get even in the ring now when that is being said to him.
Shut up, bro. Shut up, bro. Shut up, my nigga. Shut up.
Now, Mark Henry is a man who had a wrestling storyline where he impregnated an elderly woman with a hand. That's real fact. You can go fucking Google that. So we already know he's not too smart.
Man, we trying to celebrate Valentine's, man. Matter of fact, man, do you have a honeymoon suite?
Oh, sweet.
Hey, yo, what the fuck? Oh my God! Oh my God!
And Chael Sonnen is somebody who I used to think was smart, but the last couple months he's been trying to work out the physics of Conor McGregor's fucking hog. So we already know he's not too smart right now.
I can't quit staring at Conor's dick. I can't stop. I sent Conor's dick to my partner, Ryan. And my understanding, but I've stared at this dick for the last 2 hours.
Someone help me! Help! Hey, dog, stop yapping and show us your meat, or I'm gonna crash out.
And these are the only two people defending Raja Jackson, except for one other person. Now, that one other person being the scumbags down at Danger Pro Wrestling in San Diego, California, because they seen this video of Raja Jackson going in a wrestling ring, almost killing a wrestler, and then fleeing the police, and said, you know what? We got a fantastic idea. Why don't we book him for another wrestling event? So they took to their Instagram account to tell everyone that they booked Raja Jackson for an upcoming date to be announced.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money.
Raja fucking Jackson, who just damn near killed a man in a wrestling ring because he doesn't know how pro wrestling works. These scumbags booked him.
You know what I'm saying? Money on my watch. Time is money. Money on my phone. I talk to the money. Money on my chain. The money hang with me.
Already.
Money on my hat, that mean money on my mind. Money on my gray bandana, that mean the money on my mind. Money on my Kool-Aid, that mean my money sweet.
Oh yeah, G.
And they book him right after this happened, scrambling to make sure he gets to the event before he gets to a jail cell. Now that shows me two things, people. That shows me that the people down at Danger Pro Wrestling are a piece of the shit and need to be shut down. And that shows me that Roger Jackson has no conscience about what just happened, because he's still taking bookings instead of, I don't know, going to jail. And no joke, people, as I record this, I come across this news. His opponent has been announced as Judge Dredd on the Friday, September 12th show. I'm not fucking joking. Here's their Instagram. If you want to go slander them, Judge Dredd, and everybody involved in this, I encourage you highly to do so. And if that's not enough, people, these scumbag pieces of shit announce it with the tagline of Raja faces the judge, which his black ass will be doing soon. And I love Rampage as much as the next person. He's one of my favorite fighters of all time. He was one of the first people that got me into MMA way back in the day. But this is reeking of terrible father, because one, when your son gets into this situation and you're calling him on live stream knowing he's in this situation, why don't you stop being Rampage, cutting the jokes up, laughing, and get to the serious situation and be like, maybe you should get out of there now before something happens. You look aggravated. You're still in the room with the person this happened with, and I know this happened. Why don't you leave, son? And then let's bring it back even further, because if you're in a situation as a father where you're collecting bail money for your son because you're already predicting him to go to jail, why don't you put down the lights and the camera and the Rampage and, I don't know, sit down and be a father for a while? And that's two things you could have done before this situation happened to put your son into better situations. But then after this situation happens, instead of doing something about it and going to be by your son's side and helping him through this time, you're on live stream every fucking day. And I fuck with everything Rampage does, from his fights to his podcast to his personality and everything, but this makes me not a Rampage fan anymore, because the worst thing to me you can be in this world as a man is a shitty fucking father. And this is showing me that if he's not a shitty father, he's a dude that doesn't really care that much about being a father. Because if he did, one, we would see any of his fucking kids more. Two, he would be putting in precautions before this even happened to help out his son, or do something after this happened to help out his son. But instead, he's helping out his brown son. Now, Rampage put up two statements. I'm not going to read them completely because it's just a bunch of fucking yapping. It's a bunch of yapping and belly aching and excuse making for what happened and covering his ass and his son's ass. I'll put both the statements up so you can read them yourself if you want to, but I will not be doing so. I will just be touching on a couple subjects pieced in. And the first and one of the biggest subjects that he keeps harping on and he keeps crying about is racist death threats. Rampage, you are on the fucking internet, on Kick no less. Racist death threats is just a daily diet at this point. I have only 1.3k subscribers on this channel and 12.1k followers on Instagram, and I've already got a bunch of racist death threats. That ain't nothing. This is the internet, dude. You need to wake up and realize if you're famous of any stature, the death threats are coming. I hate when people fucking do that shit. Shut up. The other biggest thing that he keeps saying through both of these statements is misinformation. This big word, misinformation. You guys are lying on my son. Rampage, it was on live stream, brother. From the point where Raja had an interaction with Stu to the point he fucking damn near killed Stu and then got off live stream and fled the scene, it was all there. And they didn't take a break. They didn't, he might have went to the fucking bathroom or something, but from the point, even when he walked over and talked to the promoter about what was gonna happen and when do I come out and blah, blah, it was all on live stream. His voice is recorded, he's on a mic. He's mic'd up. Y'all fucked up. This is the world that you created where you guys are live streaming all the time. You can't lie to us, bro. There's no fucking misinformation. That's number 2. And the 4th biggest lie that he keeps saying over and over again, and I haven't seen this in any news report. He just keeps fucking lying. I haven't seen this in any news report anywhere. I haven't seen anybody even say this in a comment section. People actually think my son just snuck into the ring in front of a live audience and picked up Stu without permission. Nobody thought that. People, the live stream is there. We seen him get permission to go in the ring and be a part of the show. We even seen AJ Mana go over the line and give him permission to hit him hard for real. The problem is your son then tried to kill somebody. That's the part you keep skirting around with these lies. But one thing he did say in here over and over again that was a lick of truth was Psycho Stu was drinking. Was Psycho Stu drinking very unprofessional? Yes, sir, it was. Was Psycho Stu drinking? Should that cost him future bookings potentially? And should he be looked at as an unprofessional wrestler because of that? Sure enough. If that's what you want to do, sure enough. Did that influence part of his decision making when he went over and tried to get in an interaction with Raja, who's not somebody that he knows? Sure, we've all been drunk and tried to interact with somebody who doesn't fucking know us. Sure enough. Was Psycho Stu wrong for hitting Raja with that can? Sure, he didn't know Raja beforehand and that wasn't agreed upon. He was being a wrestler overstepping his boundaries. Sure enough, if Raja slapped him right there in his face, sure. Does any of that information absolve what Raja did or make it even slightly better? Fuck no. Because he was told by his coach to go in there and tag his shit and get his receipt. Not go in there and damn near fucking kill a man. And speaking of his coach, that lame pussy AJ Mana, let's go to him. Now, before we move on to AJ Mana, there's been some breaking Rampage Jackson news that we must talk about. Now, the other day, Rampage was on stream and some other random streamer asked him about the Raja situation, and this was his very aggressive response.
What's up with the Raja situation?
Who is Rampage? He's like a
Dude,
thumb wrestler.
this boy getting
right?
more clout by dudes tonight than girls.
Hey, respectfully, shut the fuck up.
You're right, 100%.
No handshake on that.
All right, respect.
I'm a dad. Respectfully.
I know, that's what.
Respectfully, shut the fuck up.
100%.
I'm dealing with this shit.
I'm
dealing with this shit.
Is a thumb board.
100%, man. Respect, man. Bro, that's why I said I apologize for even coming up.
You can't make me wrong.
I apologize for even coming up to you that way.
I'm getting a lot of racist threats and shit, nigga. Coming up to me, come on. I'm getting a lot of racist threats. Motherfucker talking about killing me and my whole family, nigga. Over something my son did, I ain't got nothing to do with.
What the fuck?
I'm telling you, drop this shit.
He a slider.
It's bro, drop it, bro, drop it.
Hey.
Put my number in your book,
No, fuck
bro.
that, fuck that. No. I'm just telling you. I'm just telling you.
Hey, we do some comedy.
No.
What type of interviews you running?
My apologies.
I'm sorry about that.
Hey, my apologies.
Let's drop it. Move on. Hey, fans.
What's up with the Raja?
And shortly after that, Rampage was on stream with notorious crazy person, alcoholic, and psychopath Ryan Garcia, and Ryan cracked a Raja joke saying that he was going to go Raja mode on somebody. And this was Rampage's very different reaction to Ryan bringing up Raja.
Gonna go Raja mode.
What? I'm locked in with your. Yeah, I'm locked in with your manager.
All right, it's Kevin.
Now let me pose a hypothetical question to you guys. How many millions would somebody have to have, and how many high-profile boxing fights would they have to participate in for them to be able to joke about your son going to jail for attempted murder on live stream and you laugh it off? You sit with that question and you get back to me. And if you're saying to yourself, well, Tim, that's Ryan Garcia joking about the situation. Rampage never joked about the situation himself. Here is another clip about Rampage joking about it himself in a stupid fucking wig.
Don't listen. No, kick is the least strict one.
Huh.
But you can't do nudity and you can't like beat the fuck out people.
Alright. You just gotta keep it tame.
No repenting, no remorse, and no taking the situation seriously from Rampage Jackson, who is still running around on live stream acting like a teenager with other fucking teenagers. Let me remind you, this is a man pushing 50 years old. And if that wasn't enough, Rampage is essentially trying to go for the gold medal and being a terrible person. Because if all of that hasn't turned you off to Rampage as a person, my next news will. Because Rampage Jackson went on Ariel Helwani's show to explain to people that he's actually angry with Psycho Stu because Psycho Stu didn't come out when he was in a coma and on life support in the hospital with all the teeth smashed out of his mouth and make a public statement to get the racist haters off of him and Raja's back.
Really upset with all the death threats and all this stuff, and I wanted Psycho Stu to tell his part that my son did not sneak up on him, and I never heard him say that. So now I'm upset. Now I'm upset. Now I'm upset with Psycho Stu because he didn't come out and say, "Oh, whoa, yeah, what Roger did was fucked up," but he didn't sneak in the ring and do this. The shit was staged. That's all he had to say to get some of these racist ass motherfuckers out of my DMs.
He went on to explain that in the 3 weeks since this has happened, he has not spoken to his son Raja once. His son Raja, who is fighting for his life right now and possibly gonna go to jail on attempted murder charges, which is a lot of time in jail, and is basically going through it very badly right now. He hasn't spoken to him once because he's mad at him.
Are you at all worried about his well-being?
Yeah, it's my son. I am worried about his well-being. How many kids you got?
I got 3.
All right, so why you asking me some stupid ass shit?
Well, can I be real with you?
Yeah.
I can't imagine what it would feel like to see my son do that. I also don't think I would cut my son off if he did that. So if you are worried about his well-being, why are you not talking to him?
Because he dishonored my name. And
but he's still your son.
No, listen. I know he's my fucking son. I'm not cutting him off for forever. I just haven't talked to him.
But this is the worst moment of his life. He needs you now more than ever.
No, listen, I talked to him after the shit happened, and he hid the fact that he did this shit, and he put my other kids at danger based off what the other people said, and I just can't talk to him right now. I just can't. I'm not saying I'm never going to talk to him again. I just can't talk to him right now.
Now this hurts me to my core, people, to announce to you, but the man that got me into MMA and the legendary Rampage Jackson is a fucking piece of shit, and I'm gonna leave you with that.
It tore me apart, but I learned an important lesson. You can't count on anyone.
Now with Rampage out of the way, let's talk about AJ Mana's participation in this. AJ Mana, who I didn't know going into the first story, is actually Raja Jackson's martial arts coach. Because that's a piece of the puzzle I did not know the last time I did this news story. When they said his coach was there with them, I thought they were talking about the Asian man sitting next to him. I didn't know they were talking about that dumb pussy AJ Mana. And that makes this story so much worse. Because this is a man he constantly looks to for instruction, when other men like his father didn't give him instruction. This is a man he has constantly looked to for instruction. I'm a martial artist. If my coach, who I constantly look to for instruction, called me and said, jump off this bridge, I would ask him, do you need me to do a flip, sir? I will do whatever for you. I will die for you. So when his coach approaches him backstage and says, tag his shit and get your receipt, when Raja doesn't know what the fuck that means, and I will come out if they got a fucking problem with it, and then Raja's stupid, no brain having ass goes in there and lets his rage let loose, that's your fucking fault, AJ. Whether it's 1 time or it's 23 times, there's no reason Raja Jackson, a professional fighter, should be going in there and instructed to hit this man hard for real, even if it's 1 time. That's no good, and there's no reason you should have fucking done that, even if you were in character, you stupid fucking bitch pussy AJ Mana. And that leads us from our bad into our good. Actually, it leads us from bad AJ Mana news to good AJ Mana news? Let's take a look. Because AJ Mana, this lame pussy, went on a podcast, and this grown man going in and out of wrestling character, in between an accent, out of an accent, goes on a podcast to explain himself and explain his actions.
That's a receipt, bitch. That's all the fuck I told Roger to do. The only thing I told Roger to do was give him a fucking receipt, because that's what the promoter wanted to do, to fucking be done.
This storyline, and then the shit gets out of hand, and you not.
Watch the video. Who told Roger to throw the punch? Watch the fucking video. Here. I'll give you a hint. You ready? And I quote: "Get in there and fuck that motherfucker up."
I'm gonna have you run in and fuck that motherfucker up in the mat. You ready for that?
Yeah.
Did that come out of my mouth? No, came out of the promoter's mouth. Fuck you. What, I'm supposed to kayfabe this shit to protect them? Fuck you. Y'all niggas watching me burn. Y'all told me to shut up and not say nothing, just so I can fucking get buried. Fuck y'all. No, I ain't shutting up about nothing. I'm telling the whole fucking truth. Like it or not. And if you don't like it, pull up, bitch. I ain't got nothing to lose. Pull up. Motherfucker.
And you ask me, how is that good news? Because he announces later that he got fired from his job. Fucking excellent news. I wish nothing but bad things for this man and anybody who actually likes this pussy.
Got a call from my fucking job. We saw the TMZ video. You're an accessory to an attempted murder. We gotta let you go. I can't fucking wrestle anymore.
Yes! Oh, let me taste your tears, Scott. Your tears are so yummy and sweet.
And if you thought AJ Mana was done being a pussy, then you don't know AJ Mana. Because this story gets even worse on his side. Because our hero, Douglas Marlowe, went on a podcast and explained the heat that AJ had against Stu.
The backstory is Stu takes care of AJ. Says, yeah, we'll get you a spot at the ranch. You can stay over here, but you just got to do stable chores and like we could teach you some things. AJ was there maybe like a month, maybe 2 months. And he started having problems with some of the people there. They're taking advantage of me, this and this. I'm the only one doing this. Just the whole victim card, right? Stu gives him all of this, his own personal time. He even taught him how to change his oil. The guy doesn't even know how to change his oil. So then at the ranch, they were done with him at the ranch. He said, this guy's got to go.
They fired him. So they fired him from the ranch?
Yeah. Okay. I mean, I wouldn't want somebody that toxic around, you know, like
totally.
He's done with the ranch, and he comes back down and he has this new vehicle, and I'm like, oh, this and that. And then I talk to Stu and he goes, oh yeah, I gave him that car. I'm like, oh, you sold it to him? He goes, yeah. He's like, I know he's not going to pay it back, but you know, it is what it is.
Oh, so like he fronted him the car and AJ's like, I'll start paying you for it.
Yeah.
Like, jeez. Why does AJ have a problem with Stu? Like the guy gives him a car, gets him a job at the ranch. Like, you know what I mean? Like, seems like he'd be the last guy you'd have a problem with.
For the same reason he didn't apologize for bringing Raja to a show where all these kids are now traumatized.
Yeah.
He's always the victim. The man doesn't know how to take accountability for anything in his life. You know what I mean?
You heard that right, people. This man, AJ Mana, got housing from Stu, opportunities from Stu, even a free car from Stu, and he still turned his back on him with anger, held that anger all the way to this situation where he could very slimily get his get back. And how much of a pussy is AJ Mana? He said this backstage to Raja.
Give him that fucking receipt, bro. Tag this shit. If you got a fucking problem with it, I'll fucking run out there.
Now, we all seen that video probably a million times at this point. Did anybody see AJ Mana out there? From all the angles, everything you see Douglas Marlowe headbutt him. You see everybody restrain him. You see some weirdo hit him with a bag or something. Did you see AJ Mana anywhere out there to get his back when they said something about it? Now, Douglas, please explain to us what you seen when you walked out the back door as you were trying to pursue Raja Voorhees.
From going up front, so I ran out back and I said, fuck it, I'll get him again outside. I don't care. So I went outside and tried to go the long way around to get him. AJ was sitting on a chair outside, not doing a damn thing.
Getting ready to call him on the phone and be like, "Hey, man, you didn't have to do that." You're like,
just the all-around lame pussy. And here's his social media for anybody who needs it. Just go say hi. That's all I want you. Just go say hi to him. Now to our hero, Douglas Malo, as we continue with our good news as AJ got fired. Fuck you, AJ. Our hero went on a podcast to explain that the police are doing an in-depth investigation on Raja and the situation.
Doug, you've been talking to detectives, so what can you tell us from those conversations that you've had? Any updates? Will Raja Jackson be arrested from what you're hearing?
Yeah, there's not a doubt in my mind. Everything's on tape, on video, it's premeditated. Just LAPD tends to drag their feet. So the detective asked me a bunch of questions. That this is just how LAPD works. They drag their feet. So they're building the case right now. They get all the evidence. The state's gonna pick it up because there's so many people, so many witnesses. Heck, even my little brother saw it. My girlfriend, my mom, all the kids that saw it, all the people there. So that right there, they have the evidence enough to try the case. And then what they're trying to figure out is what level of premeditation is, from my understanding, is why he's trying to figure out what conversations took place, what conversations mean. You know, he was asking me what specific terms mean exactly, you know, and like what they mean to the person they're telling them to.
Thankfully for live streaming, they have a lot of that to look at.
And he went on to inform us of Psycho Stu's condition and that he is home recovering very well.
Speaking of Stu, he's out of the hospital as of today. I saw a post. Now, how aware is he of what actually happened? Because at one point I saw something about, they said they don't want anybody to tell him what happened and to say he just hit his head in the ring. So at this point, is he fully aware of what happened?
Well, medically, when you have a head injury, you can't stress that person. So depending on where he's at in recovery, they have to break it to him slowly. So if you're hearing that he doesn't know exactly what's happening, it's because that's doctor's orders. Any type of stress that he goes through, anything that causes him sadness, anger, grief, or any of those things can actually set him back mentally. He's gonna be in like this state of fog, you know, and when you already have PTSD, you already have trauma caked in, and now you're adding another traumatic event to the brain. It's a perfect storm for all types of bad things to happen.
I believe he's aware of the basics of the situation. I'm not sure he's aware of how sensationalized it's become and kind of the gory details that we're all aware of.
And after he told us the news about Raja and about Stu, that left us with another question. What's next for Douglas? After he quit his job at this shitty pro wrestling company because of their bullshit actions, he's left looking for work and saying in the interview that he hopes this doesn't ruin his future opportunities. And I'm glad to announce to you all that he is now wrestling for the CWF in Hollywood. And he is actually the muscle to the champion, no less. So good for him. So with all that good news and bad news and AJ Mana slander out the way, I leave you with one more tidbit of good news. There was a GoFundMe for Psycho Stu that originally had a price point of $60,000 to help him with his recovery process. That has now passed $220,000 worth of donations for Psycho Stu and his family to help him in this recovery process. There was notable donations like $10,000 from Mr. Beast and $2,500 from Chris Jericho. The whole internet surrounding Psycho Stu and helping him with his recovery process and this tough time that Raja Voorhees put him in through the misguidance of the lame pussy AJ Mana. And that is the end of this story, and we will put this up. I don't think we'll make another video on this again unless Psycho Stu comes out with his own words or Raja Jackson eventually, inevitably, takes his ass to jail. Hopefully they don't cook him for too long because, again, he was misguided, but he does have to sit down and do at least 8 years for this. At least he got to do some fucking time, and AJ Mana has to be culpable somehow. Not just losing his job, he has to lose his freedom. Fuck you, AJ. Thank you, everybody. Thoughts with Psycho Stu. Thank you again, Douglas. You're a hero. Love you all. Until next time on the Fresh News Network. God bless.